Hello everyone and welcome to today's maths lesson. Today we are going to be looking at measuring in meters. So if you remember on Thursday in maths at school we looked at measuring in centimeters and using our rulers to help us measure lots of different objects in the classroom. Today we're going to be moving on to looking at meters. Now unfortunately I don't have my meter stick here with me. But you might have seen in the classroom, the meter stick is the very long ruler that I have in the classroom. And I'm going to be asking you a question in a minute to see if you can have a guess about how many centimetres there might be in 1 meter stick. So if we think very carefully, in a ruler, we have 30 centimetres. So how many of those do you think there are in 1 meter stick? So have a think about that while we start looking through our maths lesson today. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me just get it started. So, slideshow from current slide. Okay, so we're going to be looking, like I said, at measuring in meters today. So let's just refresh our memory of Thursday before we start. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. So, question number 1, it's asking us to have a look at these cubes. Now we did this in class lots of times last week and comparing the 2 cubes. We have our blue line and our yellow line. Now, when I'm looking at this, the first thing I can see is that they are not lined up correctly, are they? They haven't both put them at the same starting point. What I mean by that is, let me get my pen out. The blue one starts here, but our yellow one starts here. So we can't just look at them and see that one is bigger than the other because they don't start in the same place. So we're going to have to count the cubes just to make sure that we can see if they are the same size. So let's count the blue one together first. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to write 7 next to the blue one. Now, please, could you count the yellow one for me? Have you done it? Now, I think there are 5 yellow. Did you get 5 as well? Thumbs up if you did. So we can see that the blue cubes is longer than the yellow. Repeat that for me, please. The blue cubes is longer than the yellow. Fabulous, good. Okay. Let's have a look at question 2. So we're just refreshing our memory from last week. Question 2 says, how long is the line? The first thing we always need to do when we're measuring a line is make sure that they've started on 0, which they have, which is really good. So well done to them. So we're going to have a look along our ruler, and we can see that the line stops at 9. Okay, so this line is 9 centimeters long. Remember, you always need to put your units, your centimeters, because if you just say 9, it could be anything. It could be 9 apples, 9 bananas, 9 elephants. You need to make sure that you always write your units. So 9, this is going to be really difficult. 9. Oh, there we go, 9 centimeters. Okay, so always remember to write your units. Okay, I would like you now to have a look at number 3 on your own. So pause the video and have a go at number 3 for me. Okay, well done. Hopefully you've come back after pausing your video and you have an answer to number 3. So let's have a look at it together. First thing you always make sure to do is check that the line starts at 0, which it does, so well done. And we're going to work our way along and stop when we get to the end of that blue line. Now our blue line ends here, which is on the 11, but I need to make sure that I write my units. So it's 11, what? Everyone say 11. Good, 11 centimeters, okay? Good job. I hope you got those correct. So let's move on to, if I can, to the next slide. Oh, there we go. Let's learn. Okay, are we ready? So this lovely little lady is saying the bookcase is 50 centimeters long. So let's check. The first thing we need to do, tell me, what's the first thing we need to do? Good, we need to check that she has lined up at the 0. Thumbs up or thumbs down, has she done that? Thumbs up, yes, she has lined up the bookcase on 0. We can see it here, it is at 0, so she has started it at the correct point. Now, this ruler is not going up in 1s, is it? It's going up in 10s. This isn't like the rulers that we have at school, our yellow and our blue ones. This ruler is a little bit different. It's going up in 10. So we have 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 centimeters. Now, if we look now, even bigger ruler, it says the 2 bookcases together are 100 centimeters long. Now we know 50 add 50 is definitely 100, so we know she's correct there, 100 centimeters. However, and this is very important, remember I asked you at the start of this lesson, how many centimeters do you think there are in 1 meter? I think we're about to find out. He says, no, the 2 bookcases together are 1 meter long. Now let's have a look. Now that is his meter stick. Now this meter stick looks very similar to Miss Denton's in the classroom. It says, the bookcase is 100 centimeters long, which is equivalent to 1 meter long. Everyone say the word equivalent. Equivalent. Now, equivalent is a very fancy word. It's a mathematical term that we use during our lessons. Now, equivalent means the same as, okay? So if an adult ever uses the word equivalent, or if you see it in a question, it means the same. So he is saying the bookcase is 100 centimeters long, but 100 centimeters is the same as 1 meter. So there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And we can see here with these rulers. So this bottom ruler down here is 100 centimeters long. And we can see that the meter stick fits perfectly between the 2 lines. How many centimeters are there in 1 meter? 100. Good. Tell me again, how many centimeters are there in 1 meter? 100. Well done. So rather than saying 100 centimeters, we can say 1 meter instead. So this lovely lady, this little girl could have said, my bookcase is 1 meter long. Okay, and here we go. Here's our little sentence for today. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. I want you to pause the video and go and tell an adult in your house how many centimeters there are in 1 meter. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you've unpaused your video now and you've come back. I'm telling an adult in your house that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Now, if you are in Miss Denton's class normally, if you are in Barry class, before we go to lunchtime, we always have to give a special password to the teacher in the class to say what the magic sentence is for the day. Now, this Barry class would have been our password for the day. So any parents out there, if you are listening before lunchtime today, you need to ask them, how many centimeters are there in 1 meter? So Barry class, there's your password for today. Okay, let's have a look at this next question together. It says, Annie is comparing lengths to 1 meter. So she's having a look at different items around and she's checking to see how many items are 1 meter long. Now, Annie says the table is longer than 1 meter. So the table is longer than 100 centimeters, 1 meter. So let's have a look at this picture. Now this here, this is our meter stick, this very long stick here. In green and orange is our meter stick, okay? Now we can see, if I get my pen, we can see that the meter stick finishes here. So we have all this extra space over here. So thumbs up if you think this table is longer than 1 meter. Good, I agree. This table is definitely longer than 1 meter. Our meter stick finishes here. This table keeps going on, so it is longer than 1 meter. Well done. Okay. What is she comparing now? Oh, okay. Okay, it says the doll's house is shorter than 1 meter. So again, we can see this is where this yellow line here is how tall the doll house actually is. And this is our lovely meter stick that goes all the way to the top. So we can see that this doll's house is a lot shorter than our meter stick. So we're going to say the doll's house is shorter than 1 meter. Okay, it says Annie makes a table to show her results. So we can see she's made a table and she's put all of the items that are shorter than 1 meter in this section and all of the items that are longer than a meter in this section. Okay, last question, and I want you to have a go at this one on your own. So we can see our meter stick here and our lovely giraffe. We need to give our giraffe a name. Let's call him Sam. So this is Sam the giraffe. I would like you now to have a think in your head. Tell me, what sentence could we use to describe the height of Sam the giraffe? Have a think. I'm going to think of one as well. Have you got one? I've got one. Now, Miss Denton, I'm going to say, Sam the giraffe is taller than 1 meter. Did you have any other sentences? Maybe you can write them in the chat for me. Some of you might have said Sam the giraffe is bigger than 1 meter. Sam the giraffe is longer than 1 meter. Okay, so there are lots of different types of words, different language that we can use to describe the height of Sam the giraffe. So we can see, if we go back, the meter stick only goes up to the start of his neck. So he's definitely taller than the meter stick. We'd have to use 1, 2 to get to his ears. 2 meter sticks is to get to his ears. And then a little bit more to get to the top of his antlers. So it was 2 and a little bit meter sticks to get to his ears. Now, what we are going to do now is we are going to have a look at your worksheet. So let's have a look at your worksheet for today. Let's have a look at this. So download this for you. And we can open. Here we go. So this is our lovely, I'm going to move my face out of the way. This is our lovely worksheet for today, okay? And I'll upload this onto Class Dojo. So we are measuring in meters. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 questions for you to have a go at today. Now, let's have a look at question 1. Now, I know it says look around your classroom, but you can look around your homes or wherever you are this morning, okay? So look around your home. Choose 10 objects. It says, estimate which objects are longer than 1 meter and which are shorter than 1 meter. So I know that you don't have meter sticks at home, but I would like you to guess, estimate, which means guess, what objects you think are longer than 1 meter, and you can write them or draw them, or shorter than 1 meter in here, okay? Now, let's have a look. Fab. Okay, so I'll upload your worksheet for you and I'd like you to have a go at working through the questions for me. Once you're done, upload it onto Dojo and myself, the Barry class and Miss Bangham from Nesbit class can have a look at your answers. Now, I hope this was helpful for you. If you get stuck, just send us through a question on Dojo. Now, I know that you don't have all the equipment at home like meter sticks for you to be able to use, but have a go at the questions that you can. If a question asks you to use a meter stick like that first question, just estimate, have a go, have a think about what objects in your home might be a meter long. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing all of your lovely work. Have a lovely day. Bye.